A few years ago, I was reading an interview with Nick Pizzolatto, the creator of True Detective, and he was talking about how he created the character of Rust Cole. And essentially, what he said is that he was, I believe, doing some form of free writing or just kind of writing something in the voice of a character. And then when he reviewed the free writing later on, the um the stuff that the character that would later become Rust said jumped out at him, and he circled it, and he said something along the lines of like, "Who's that?" or "What's this guy all about?" or something. And I feel like in a nutshell, that's the best kind of advice. Writing advice is write until something surprises you. And I think the caveat here is that if you're looking for writing advice or you're looking for gurus to kind of lead the way, um, I feel like you're fucked. Writers shouldn't need that type of motivation or kind of guidance. You should kind of like enjoy the the fucking challenge of figuring it out yourself. But yeah, in terms of the advice that I've read before that I feel like has been the most useful for me, it's like write until you surprise yourself. Because in general, that's where you're kind of veering away from the tired tropes that we kind of rely on. I think as a general rule, we're always recycling things we've experienced before, as in our actual lives or through other media we've consumed. So when you surprise yourself, I think you're actually kind of like there's a glitch in the matrix type of thing, and that's actually generally the most interesting part of your story, or something that you can build out of. And yeah, who knows? I'm not into all the fucking Freudian subconscious mumbo jumbo, but there's obviously something going on there. In those moments where you surprise yourself, you're probably writing about things that are bubbling away under the surface, and so that's all the stuff that you want to mine for your story. And yeah, in my experience, though, I feel like the important thing is that you want to try and flesh out what is interesting there, um and figure out exactly why it's interesting and like how you could potentially build a story or a screenplay around something that surprises you. But I would also try not to figure it out too fully. If you surprise yourself with a bit of writing, ultimately you want to kind of use that as a flash of inspiration and use it as a framework. But you also don't want to explain it to yourself too fully. If you catch my drift, you need to leave a little room for the Lord, child. You need to kind of because if you explain it uh to the nth degree to yourself, I feel like you'll kind of take away the magic of what you stumbled upon in the first place. So you want to be careful of that. And I think you also need to kind of like trust your instinct a little bit as well, and be confident that um what has surprised you will surprise other people as well. And you know, because I think you can very easily psych yourself out when you're writing and um just assume the stuff that you think is interesting no one else will. And that's that's kind of doing yourself a disservice there. I think you kind of have to um trust your own sensibilities and your own kind of like taste. If you've found a piece of writing that you've written 10 pages and then like a paragraph jumps out at you, and you feel like there's a nugget there to explore and kind of flesh out, then you should be confident that other people of your ilk will feel the same way. Yeah, there's a million ways you can talk yourself off the ledge, but I think you got to try and remember that the flash of inspiration and excitement that you felt when you first stumbled upon something, and be confident that if you do a good job of kind of like capturing the butterfly and letting it kind of like roam in the right way. I'm not describing this well. Then other people will as well. So that's the other thing, is that you gotta trust that other people are going to be picking up what you're putting down in the same way, and not psych yourself out.